do you think community products work, or can building communities work? Because I read your blog, and I've experimented with them, and people tell you that they're out there, and they sell you courses on building your community product, but I don't buy it. You said you wanted someone opinionated.
I like that.
I don't buy it.
I like your point of view. I like the skepticism of.
Or it's very hard.
It's very hard. I would say that it's very challenging if you are starting out, you're one person and you want to build a community on something. That can be awesome. I think that can be done. But the bigger your business gets, the harder it gets to find something that is worth it for you to do. When I was starting out, if I could find a product that made $30,000 in a year or $50,000, that was awesome. Yeah, let's do it. $50,000 doesn't move the needle at I Will Teach You to Be Rich. So if we're doing a community product where people are paying $10 or $20 a month, and the churn is, let's say, after 3 or 4 months, that doesn't move the needle for us. Now, there can be other reasons to do things besides money, but it's challenging to find large community groups that generate a certain amount of revenue if revenue is the goal. Now, if we wanted to just do something free, awesome, but I do that on my Instagram page and Twitter.
Right, and emails.
And emails. I will say though, as you and I both talked about, there's something magical about being in the room. And we could have done this on Zoom, but I'm so glad we are here. So if you take money out of the equation, if you can afford to do that, then sometimes there can be ineffable value in bringing people together. But that's not a highly scalable, highly profitable business.
Yeah, I think you're right. And a lot of people say, look, it's subscription income, it just renews every month. But I think you had wrote in one of your blogs, when you bring someone in a community that's 1 day old and someone that's 6 months old, they don't have anything in common. You think you're going to throw them in, you overwhelm them with content, and everybody get along. And it just doesn't work that way. It's not that simple. I love building communities, but I usually do it over an 8-week period of intense work, of a high piece of accountability.
Yeah.
You build a podcast, 8 episodes on iTunes. You start a business, you do a webinar, you generate revenue. You work on my public speaking course, you do a public speech at the end, 5 minutes. And people get together and they'll work hard for 8 weeks, but after that, they're not gonna work hard for 8 months. They're gonna lose interest. So I like that, but the other one I've struggled with, and I don't know.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Okay.
I like what you do. We have a phrase internally on our IWT product team, which is declare victory and go home. And what that means is not everything has to go on forever. In fact, it can be amazing to declare victory at the top and leave. Leave before the party dies. Leave at the top. And that is amazing for people, especially if you tell them, this is 8 weeks. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be high impact. We've done this with some of our programs. People love it. And so I think what you're doing is really smart, because ongoing is so hard.
Because the way they leave the program is they say, I don't wanna pay for this anymore because it's no longer giving me value.
Yeah.
So they break up with you, and it's just, as opposed to, it's over, you did great, here you go. If you want to do something in the future with us, great.
Yeah.
But we didn't let you down by not delivering value. So look, I'm not an expert in this game, but by dipping my toe in, it's still been tricky. And I'm sure someone out there has the model, but I don't think as many people who say they have do. So I'll just throw that out there.
I think we should all be skeptical of what's going on. I mean, look, people are watching this right now. They're like, I will teach you to be rich. That sounds like a scam. And I'm like, okay, I know the name. I might not have chosen that name again today.
Or would you? It's so clear. It's about 7 words. I was waiting for you to come over. I was like, I will teach you to be rich. Copywriting rule. But it's so clear.
So it is clear, and I was sober when I chose that as a college student. I definitely think that when someone comes to my site, they're looking like, what's this guy gonna do here? And that's one of the reasons that it's so important for me. Like, I Will Teach You to Be Rich was in the New York Times yesterday. And I talk about that, not because I need the ego hit of being in the Times. I've been in there many times. The key is to show people, hey, I'm really serious about credibility. My students are my best credibility of all. They have crazy amount of documented success stories, and I post them everywhere. And I want people, if they open up chapter 1 of the book, within 10 pages, they're like, oh my God, I have learned something about money I never knew. Same with our business programs. Same with negotiation. That's why I give away 98% of my material for free. I got to prove to people because I'm kind of fighting with one hand behind my back. The other thing is, I think the bigger your business gets, the more you can truly embody your values. So as my business got larger, I decided I'm going to stake a claim and I'm going to say nobody with credit card debt can join our flagship programs. Our flagship programs are our premier ones. They're pretty expensive, over $1,000. And immediately that cost us millions of dollars in revenue. Millions, okay? Why do we do it? Number one, carrot and the stick. I believe if people truly understood 18% interest rates, they would not spend $2,000 on a program. They would pay their debt off as fast as they could, and then they would go and invest in themselves. Okay, so I understand the math. It's counterintuitive, so that's why I'm doing it for them as protection, because most people don't understand the math. The other thing is you can't join a program that takes hard work when you're looking at your bills every day and wondering, how am I gonna pay my rent? That's not setting you up for success. Then the stick. I told them, pay off your debt. Here, use the free chapter from my book. Here, take it. And when you're ready, we will be here. That was the carrot. The stick is, if we find out you've joined our program with credit card debt, we will ban you for life. And the first time I rolled this out, people were very angry because in America, nobody likes to be told what they can do with their money. So I had to get more refined at messaging and explaining why I'm doing this. What is amazing was we saw the impact immediately, but not just on our revenue. We saw it on refund rates. We saw it on the type of emails people send us. People who are in severe credit card debt and then they join a program and then they get stressed out are sending really angry emails. I don't want my staff to have to deal with that. So it actually trickled through the organization. And what is amazing is it sets the stage for us as our business. It's like, we're not here just to make a quick buck. We're here for life. And if you're not ready, that's okay. Use the free material, pay off the debt. But when the time is right, come back to us. We will be here for you. So it really sets the stage of what kind of business we want to be. I think for everybody here, you don't have to copy that. That's not the point. The point is, just like your money dial, decide what kind of business you want to be and turn it up and get to be uniquely you. When you do that, people know what you stand for.